In a time before time, a piece of the timeline was cut, and the ends woven together. That piece still exists in its own smaller knot. It is a part of time apart from time that can slide along the timeline, making it a time machine. Those who board the time ship create their own time, weaving a new reality, changing the past. And one can write realities, both dark and bright, into existence. After stealing the time ship from the previous owners and writing them out of existence, the fools have traveled back to 1692, where they hope to find details on a secret concordant, a treaty made between three groups of mages that have bound the history of Boston since that time. Parallax, forced to awaken to a possible left-hand path, had traveled down a long and murderous road, but with his friend's help, he has regained his wisdom. Hah-nah, who can't remember their past, and now find themselves having written their own family out of existence. Mona, reality architect, and faithful to the God Machine. Ethyl Stubbs, the last descendant of the Ward line, and linchpin of reality, though she doesn't yet know it. Together with a stranger, Rex, and Parallax's newly married wife, Elora, these fools have traveled into adventure. They are running out of time. The last time the fools left 1692, teleporting away using Parallax's space-time magic, you ended up back in front of the door that you had left the time ship from. But someone was here already, as if they had plucked the location of this door from your mind. And they were waiting there with several of the residents of Massachusetts, these Salemites, their energy charged with overmost hatred, siphoned from Mona somehow in the lake ritual. Nearly 100. That's too large. It's maybe more like 50 people had gotten this energy inside of them, which had seemed to awaken them, but perhaps turned them into some sort of monster instead. Whatever they are, they can shoot fire out of their fists, and as you arrived back at the time ship, Mona, you actually protected the group as you all magicked yourselves inside. Now you find yourselves in the modularium. The modularium is much the same as it was before, with giant mysterious machines which can print any sort of matter into reality. But someone, perhaps Rex, seems to have made some modifications. Specifically, there are now small lockers which have clear faces, but they are clearly also secured, that have guns behind them. Lots of guns. And not just guns. There's a second cabinet of melee weapons. It's as if this whole place is now an armory.
Rex, this is a waste of mana. Why did you do this?
You can turn them all back into mana, says Rex through your mind link. Hey, glad that you all made it back. I really didn't think that was going to happen.
Did you have that little faith in us? Hence the guns?
I always have a fallback plan, but I'm actually using that space as a mental focus in case I need to throw some firepower at an enemy.
Just curious, what was your backup plan?
You wouldn't like it. Listen, I can't talk to you about it, but it's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Parallax, where's May?
Well, about that, don't think she's here.
Yeah, May is conspicuously missing from the group. Alora's here, and Alora is relieved. Also, Alora is captivated by the armory's melee weapons. Currently still having a giant axe from 1692.
So the question is, should we find May or move on and leave her behind? She does know a lot of stuff, but the feeling that she might be evil.
Wait, before we get into this, I think we should get more comfortable.
Cut to beach scene.
Okay. You stride through the small, apartment building that you created inside the center of the ship, where that strange cosmographicum remains closed, and you go into the Imaginarium and find it much changed. No longer is it a small street with brick buildings, but instead, it's a perfect recreation of Salem Town, 1692.
That's weird. Rex, did you dream this up from our thoughts? Did you make this?
I did. I've been taking good spatial maps of everywhere you've gone. This is a virtual reality that replicates everything that you've seen so far.
Ooh.
And Rex is going to appear because Rex is physical here. This is where Rex is hanging out.
This is cool.
But this room can be anything you want it to be.
Can we not get rid of the virtual reality? Because I think it'd be helpful to go through and snoop for clues in our mental palace huts.
Rex casts a space spell. And as that happens, you are all lifted and moved, pulled through space so that the village of 1692, the entire path that you've walked, and you can now see that the path that you have walked is half of a figure 8. Now you've got a distance. It's like you're looking at it from an airplane, but you're still standing on nothingness because the Imaginarium is infinitely vast. From this far out, you can see that Rex actually has several of these little pocket universes dotting this space.
First, consent to do magic on our bodies or our brains. Also, cool.
Oh, I was casting that on the room. This room responds to magic like mine.
That's weird. Cool. So that village is 1 point in our lovely Ouroboros. Did Rex on the other spots?
Salem Town is Danvers Asylum now. It's on the Ouroboros. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
What sort of universe are you imagining?
A beach. Let's make a beach here, and like we can relax, listen to some waves, feel the sun on our skin, and then like we can look at the town but from our beach chairs.
Yeah, like overlooking.
Yes.
Like the ocean is an infinity pool that then continues into looking at the space.
It's very similar to making things with prime magic. You just think about its platonic form and it exists. So thinking of the form of a beach, you conjure one. It's not quite like a beach from any of your particular memories, but it is similar to several beaches that you've been on. And there's a bunch of whatever you want there to be on it.
Mona is in a bathing suit and she just plops down on a beach chair.
And is in one of those old-timey one-piece striped bathing suits, like the one suit with the legs.
All right, so while you can create anything that you want to here, your clothes are not transformed into what you are imagining.
I changed.
Okay, yeah, you can create a one-piece bathing suit, but as I will remind you, you learned last time, the things that you create in this space disappear.
Don't disappear when you leave. Yeah. I'll keep my clothes with me.
A lot of hard work went into making those 1692 clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's nice to be out of them.
Yeah, they were super uncomfortable.
Yeah, and wet and frozen. Yeah, so Rex, tell us about, you were reading some really cool stuff.
There's so many books here. It's almost impossible to tell what's actually theirs. I'm pretty sure that this one is, though. And he takes out an old weathered journal. This one, too. Something called the Kairos Machine. There's actually a whole selection of books, and I'm going to share them with you all as a Google Drive. So Rex doesn't bring out all of the books that are assembled there, and in fact is only conjuring duplicates of the books that exist in the true library a room away. But Rex seems to have a perfect memory at this point, able to remember the words exactly as they were.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm going to share those files and you can read them and we'll just hang out.
Ethyl, do you want to have some of your death Ethels bring us some snackies?
Oh, yeah. I would like our rainbow of Deathels to bring snacks, bring drinks, apply suntan lotion. Need to keep my skin nice.
As you reach out to your connection to the Deathels, you find them scattered throughout this multiverse in a series of just like ridiculous situations. A few of them actually aren't in this room, but are spread out throughout the ship. It's going to take them a moment to all get here.
And actually, you probably should send one off to like wash our nasty 1692 clothes before we have to put them back on.
The Blue Deathel has appeared.
I'm pretty sure mine are covered in like blood and swamp.
Blood and swamp. At least we can look cute while we're in here. Ethel also makes herself a bathing suit.
It's like a scourgify spell for some, maybe matter to clean our clothes.
Definitely matter.
I spike a beach ball at you, Parallax.
All right, I'm getting into it. I'll swat it back.
All right, Dex Athletics.
I should have brought up my dice. Damn. I hit it towards Alora.
Alora's here now. I should get my dice.
Just to clarify, when we're in the time machine, time doesn't stop outside, or does time flow differently inside?
To be determined.
We just left a battle scene, or like, all right, to the beach, which sounds great, and I'm all about it.
Now all on a beach, that's correct. Alora is not caught off guard and hits it towards Ermengarde.
Oh, it just nails the side of her head.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She picks it up and throws it back at her. It's not pretty, but it's done. I was relaxing.
As you're looking through those files, are there any of them that you think are interesting enough that you'd want to read passages of them to people while you're sitting on beach chairs? Because you're all probably reading different books. You can like choose who reads which ones.
Yeah. I want to read, well, there's a part from the other one that I want to read, or have someone read, but this I just read, and it's interesting. So this Kairos machine, it's talking about, it's from your grandmother, Eugenia, which is, she knew a lot. But it says, so it's talking about the origins of the machine and the ladder. So the ladder stretched. So this is the ladder to the supernal realm. I'm assuming. I don't see if it says that in particular, but the ladder stretched to the heavens before the hubris of man. It was Pandora's box, and the pieces of the concepts embodied by the steps, language, measure, duality, control, and perfection, embedded themselves into existence with sharp edges if inspected too closely. They were reality now, and the great experiment could no longer be undone as long as time remains straight. The tale of the shattering translated into every tongue by those who fled the sinking continent, Atlantis. The land itself was gone. The Kairos machine was left behind. That's this. The base of the ladder. The remains of the final corporeal dragon, time itself. It has been found and lost and found again. Each time it is found, it remakes the world. Some worlds do not survive. So this is the base of the ladder to the supernal. This is the base of the ladder between us to the supernal realm. That's this, it says.
Wait, so the ship is part of the ladder?
Yeah, I guess the last remaining piece. No wonder people are all about it.
Actually,
is that right?
There are other remaining pieces as well. Specifically, those crystals that you've been encountering, the one that you have embedded in your flesh, are pieces of the ladder, supposedly, is what you learned last time. They're ancient artifacts.
Oh, so we've got a ton of pieces of the ladder. Or a few. We have at least 2, 3, 4. 4? 1 in my chest, 1 Parallax's sword. Mona, do you have a fancy crystal?
Yes. But where it is, I cannot remember. Maybe I don't.
It's a big glowing crystal that you got last time you were here inside the time ship, and it raises your prime magic by 1 while you hold it. So you're holding it right now. In fact, you had forgotten about it, but now it feels so right in your hand. You don't remember taking it out.
I show you my crystal.
Oh, cool.
Hannah, your crystal seems alive. This one seems alive, but in a different way, in a blindingly brilliant, supernally beautiful way. It's a
Does
little.
it match Mona's wings?
It does have a similar vibe.
Hmm. Interesting. So, okay, so Hannah's not good at occult or like knowledge of how this really works. But can I roll to see like if I understand the implications of this being a ladder and what that means for like, because isn't there like the material, like our like material world, the abyss, then the supernal realm, or is the abyss underneath us? It's in between one of
Actually, the book I have has a picture of that. Mona pulls out a piece of paper, and it's called Supernal Realms Map.
Supernal Realms Map. Yeah, okay. So there's material world for a material girl. Then there's the astral plane. Then the abyss, then the supernal realm. So then the ladder would have to go through the astral and abyss to get there.
All right. Someone's going to roll an occult check. It's intelligence occult.
Can I help you? That is what I'm the best at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I spent too long on the internet.
Let's see if either of us know. Excuse you, Will. Ooh. I had 3 successes. Good job, me.
Nice job.
Oh, kitten.
Just sneezed all over my dice.
I got 4.
And
So by our powers combined?
you know different things. So, Ermengarde, you know that there are many legends about a supernal ladder, a tower of Babel that makes all people one. Sometimes it is connected to Atlantis, sometimes it's not. Like they could be 2 different things. But you're pretty sure that a focal point of those stories was that back then, magic was real. Like magic's real now. You understand that, but most people don't. Back when there was a ladder, magic was just real for everyone. And Hannah, you would know that back when the ladder was created, supposedly, there wasn't an abyss. The abyss did not exist.
Oh, so you just happened because we broke stuff.
It is a prevalent theory among Mysterium scholars that the shattering of the ladder caused the abyss.
Cool. Okay, so if shattering the ladder, which this is a part of, caused the abyss, then this is like an artifact from when the abyss was created.
What?
So it is intrinsically tied to the abyss for things like magic purposes.
It feels right as you say it.
Mm. Interesting.
What is this picture? The one that's in the book labeled Astral Depths and Layers. It also has the abyss, but also an astral barrier. What's an astral barrier? And a bunny.
And Andrea, there's a bunny. Huh. And a wolf, I guess. The dream time. Okay, so there's Is
So-
Temenos the material plane?
It is not. Everything above the astral barrier. And Rex can explain this. It's a book about the dream time and how to lucid dream. So we exist only insofar as we perceive ourselves to exist.
Oh, it's top down.
It is top down. In fact, it's almost a reflection of the other one, where you're going deeper to get to the supernal, not you're climbing.
Yeah. Does that
And-
say baby?
There is a number of realms in the dreaming, but in theory, that's your body. Up at the very top is just your physical neurons. Then that body contributes / is your conscious thoughts and your subconscious thoughts. And if you can reach through your subconscious thoughts, through your dreams into a meditative state, or some people can do it naturally through their dreams, you can reach your dream castle, the realm that is your mind. That is called your Oneros. And Oneros bleeds into a larger conceptual reality called the Temeros. This is a shared dream space where all of the things that society thinks exist do. It is still constructed by mortal minds. The deeper you get into the Temeros, the more vague and abstract the concepts get. Finally, you reach the Anima Mundi, where nothing makes sense, and it's broad archetypes disassociated from the mortal experience. We call this the dream time. Some mages, called Oneronauts, spend their entire lives dreaming down into the Anima Mundi, trying to find the edge. Unfortunately, that edge is the abyss.
Mona's like, I knew no narrow nut. She's pretty fun, actually.
Wow.
I can't dream anymore, says Rex. But it's a good experience if you can get there. There's a being inside your Oneros called your daemon, and they tend to be able to give you the best advice.
Are your
Question.
daemons?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, are your daemons animals? I read a book like that once.
They can be. They take on some form of adversary to push you to being your better self.
Hmm.
You may be thinking of a familiar.
Oh, mine's a bat.
Okay, question. Is Sinjata with us?
Oh my gosh! Yes, Sinjata is. Parallax said, I take Sinjata. And you know what? Sinjata is here, standing like a robot on this beach.
But he's holding a coconut drink with an umbrella in it.
He wasn't a moment ago, but he is now.
Rex, now that you're here with Sinjata, can you diagnose him?
He's got a mind. He's keeping his thought. Oh, we know where he's been. He can't show me. Can't show me what he's seen. He seems to think that you're important, that you are supposed to do something.
I'll cast interconnections.
You are all connected. What are you looking at in particular?
Maybe like the ship and us, and then maybe the crystals and us.
The crystals are connected to you. The crystals are connected to the ship. The crystals are connected to each other. The ship is connected to all of you. The ship is more connected to the 5 of you than it is to, say, Sinjata or Alora.
Yeah, we're all connected. Okay.
What else are you looking at? What do you want to know about? Also, Charlotte just played a mage game where you had the spell interconnections, sat down to cookies with the person who had murdered the person that you were looking for, and instead of casting interconnections on the person, cast it on the game of checkers that you played together.
I was blindsided. She baked me scones, and I was really hungry, and I kept eating the food.
Amazing. So there's this other text here from a journal, and it's like flipping through some weather journal, and it mentions your grandmother, the first successful colony.
And the first successful colony? When was that?
I don't know. It mentions Carlo, whose name sounds very familiar, but I don't know who that is. And also your grandmother, Eugenia, and also my mom, and the Grimmelwalds with the Leons. I remember them now from my messed up childhood. I don't know who wrote it though. Man, should I read all of it out loud?
Sure. I'm sick of reading. I'd rather listen. And Ethel's
part. Oh no, I think just there's some. It talks about some of their. Well, they wanted to. This doesn't make any sense to me. They're on the ship. They've made an oath to decide that they're not going to leave the ship until they're masters of the arts. It says.
This ship?
Yeah, this ship. Just definitely this ship. They were the pilots before we got it. And we, forcibly took it from them and through murder. We spent months debating where we should get off and when. Carlo thinks we should go back to the very beginnings, as we've seen in the Hall of History, confront Arctis as they leave and ask for the secrets of the previous owners who are unwilling or unable to give us. Other people think we should go back to our own histories in the early 2100s.
Come again?
We can prove our own lives so dramatically. I won't be a part of it. I can only imagine what a second Jessica would say about our plans. To my mom's? No matter when we disembark, the Guardians will be looking for us, and we'll have to outrun the shadows we were warned about. There are like 4 things that are setting off alarm bells. 1, who are the Guardians and the shadows? And why were they chasing them, and will they chase us? I guess the early 2100s is very far in the future from our present. So
is your mom from the future?
Ethel, is your grandmother and my mom from the future, and then they went back into the past to our present, but then they must have also gone back first, but then our present, because they couldn't have lived our time without us, or we would have. Actually, I don't know.
I'm gonna need some popcorn for this. Ethel,
with a
dead Ethel, red
prime spell, simple prime spell. Mona, you can tell that all of that is true.
Oh,
wait. So which part?
Wizard God. It's all true. I shoved my mouth full of popcorn. That red Ethel got me.
Oh yeah.
So
Most of the apples now. Orange is still missing.
can you recap the true part? Because I confused myself. So, the previous pilots are from the 2100s, and then they went back to 1692 and had shenanigans that we're
Not
trying to undo.
1692. Not.
Oh, just went to our past. I mean, our future, our present, our future present.
It's so much
Back to the future.
Not true. So something you said in there was not true. You're right.
So they didn't go to 1692. They just went from the future, their present, to their past, our what was our present. Okay.
You don't think that that's entirely true. That didn't do the truth thing like the last one did.
What did I say that was?
Okay, we have to go back in the recording and listen to what you said. Yeah, actually, if you could, this is the Imaginatorium. It's recording everything.
That's not true.
Show
Rex has a perfect memory.
Rex is.
Yeah, Rex. Show us on the ocean screen a recording of what was said the first time.
I mean, or you could just say what we said.
Basically, what Hah-nah had said about them being from the future and then going back to the past and then coming to your time. And then that was true. That was all true.
Well, the past was probably here when they signed the concordant.
It wasn't 1692.
Just the past.
Just sometime in the past that you're not sure when.
Yeah.
Past relative to 2020.
Yeah. So I guess their plan was to seed the timeline. They're going to change the timeline so that they have loyal descendants, so that their ideas will have inheritors. So Ethel and I were part of some plan about their DNA.
Well, my grandmother was planned to use me to sort of extend her life. Didn't work, but...
Didn't work on you, but there is some evidence that was not her original body. So she had been doing it for a while.
Creeper.
But if she'd been doing it, no, I guess she'd still age if she's like normally, even if she's using the time ship.
Now that she's like putting herself in other people's bodies, though.
Oh man, they actually did go to the past. Their first successful colony, we decided to go back to 1584 and divert the Tiger and her entourage of ships from their watery doom. We saved the Elizabeth, the Lion, the Roebuck, Santa Maria, but lost the Dorothy. I always liked that name. Now I feel too lost like Dorothy. Huh.
Are all these names like code names?
No, these are all their real names. Eugenia.
Wait,
Leon.
like real names, not mage names?
Oh, I don't know.
This is super
Eugenia
important.
Yeah, is Eugenia your grandmother's real name? Because I think Jessica at least was the real name that I knew, because then her name was later Elphaba, but I don't.
You know that Elphaba was for sure her mage name. Now,
Yeah.
These are like their people names, and there is some question as to whether those are their true names.
You know who might know, though? I pulled Byron out of my bag. I haven't seen him in a little bit.
Whoa! Oh, this is the flesh room. The room where you can turn me into a body.
Flesh room.
Okay. Sure. The trade, though. I'll turn you into a body while we're here, but I get to bury you in the sand.
I did drown. And he looks at the ocean.
I won't
I'm
cover your head.
So yeah, he's gonna lie down and get ready to get buried as in like the full pea coats and all of the normal ghost accoutrement.
Yes. All right. So Ethyl is using her magic shovel to bury Byron. And why she's doing so is like, hey Byron, just look at this letter. Try not to get sand in your eye. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Also, what was Grandma's real name?
She went by many names. In the end, the only one that counted was the Hydra.
Yeah, that's not but like, what's her real name? You know, like how Ermengarde's my real name, but I don't get to use it. I have to be Ethyl now instead. What's her real name?
We shed them like skins, you see. We can't
I'll cover your head.
Our identities, because our identities were our weakness.
I want to imagine the water getting a little bit closer to Byron.
It does.
As he's not answering.
Totally does.
As he's not answering the question.
He doesn't understand that you're doing it, I don't think. But he holds fast, looking at the water. His eyes get a little bit bigger.
Byron.
So Ethyl, I'm like whispering to Ethyl, if your grandmother is from the future and Byron is her brother, does that mean Byron is also from the future?
No. I recede the water. Byron, are you from the future? You don't look like you're dressed from the future. Oh God, please don't tell me people dress like that in the future.
No, most certainly not. I'm from many years. That's strange. I just can't remember.
What? Rex, we have a project for you. Does it work? Can you read ghost minds?
Ghosts don't have minds. They're just shadows of their former selves. Byron clearly takes offense to this.
So you don't know where you're from. What was the name of the boat that you were last on?
You can see that as he's thinking, it's definitely causing him some like mental turmoil because he can't tell you.
Can't or won't?
He sure looks like he can't, but you could roll an insight check with a -2 penalty because he's a ghost.
Does the name Dorothy ring a bell?
Dorothy. Oh, it does sound familiar. Something like a baby's name.
1, 2.
What about Jessica?
No, that doesn't sound familiar at all. What a ridiculous name.
I got 3 successes.
This ghost cannot remember that information. It's as if parts of its memory and identity have been ripped, deleted from existence.
Oh no. Wait.
Byron, did you know more before we got on this ship?
No, I was just more confident. But now that we've actually stopped her, I don't know what my purpose is anymore.
You're my friend and you live in my bag.
Oh, yes, that's what my purpose is. I'm your friend and I live in your bag. That water is uncomfortably close. It's far away. Very far away.
Would Byron's ghost have lost more of his, like, stuff if his body and identity no longer exists in the world?
He wouldn't have a ghost if his body and identity didn't exist. Couldn't have a ghost.
Ooh, Byron, where's
Wait,
your body? Who's
Byron,
going
where is your body?
I don't know where my body is. I mean, that's my skull that you have there.
Wait, the Dorothy was a ship in 1584, which would still exist because we didn't erase that far back. Byron might be old. No offense,
Yeah.
Byron. But you
Look
might
at
be
him.
old.
Do you remember what year you were born, Byron?
I can remember small details about my life. Things that seem important. Hours of study by candlelight. We had books.
When was the printing press? Before the 1500s.
So somewhere out there, there's a ship underwater named Dorothy.
Yes, that's right. And it still exists in 1692.
Yeah, there were definitely books.
We could go like pirating and find Dorothy under the water.
Actually, Trevor, you have a bunch of scholarly, or Parallax, you have a bunch of scholarly background. Would you know anything about these ships, the Tiger and your entourage?
Unlikely. A lot of my academic background is from folklore and the occult. We could certainly try.
Oh.
Some of them sounded significant. Could I also see? Maybe I learned about them in high school.
Yeah, roll. It's an intelligence academics. It's going to take a lot of successes.
Okay. Is one a lot of successes?
One is not a lot of successes.
I would try and remember stuff from school.
That's academics. Intelligence academics. Parallax, you're good at that. Did you get any successes?
I got none. I have no idea.
Does Byron know?
I got 4 successes.
Trevor, you know all about Roanoke.
Cool.
Why don't you pop a little Google search open about?
Yeah, I can use the Googles. Let's see what's.
And those would be the vessels.
1587. All right, so in 1587, a small colony was founded on an island off the eastern coast of North America. This settlement would have been the first permanent English colony in the New World had the settlers not disappeared owing to unknown circumstances. Some cryptic clues were left behind in the abandoned settlement, but there was no concrete evidence, just speculation and theories. Okay, so the founding year was rather difficult. The mayor, John White, left for England to request backup, only to return a few years later to find the whole settlement gone. His entire family missing. And the word Croatoan and the words crow carved into trees around the borders.
Found out stuff about the ships.
Parallax knows it all.
Yeah.
Stuff about the ships, huh? All right, let's go back to the ships. see.
Mona's like slurping the last of her coconut drink. I need a refill.
Yeah, speaking of, where's the orange Ethel?
You could reach out to the Death Force and try to find her.
Okay, I'll do that.
She's dead.
She was dead.
That's
Right.
But
She was dead the whole time.
up in Ethel's room, someone has knocked over the wardrobe on top of the orange Ethel, crushing her body.
Are there parallaxes on this ship again? Other than you, obviously, Parallax.
Nope, but the tattooed man was left turned into a frog.
Can I bring her?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, Charlie. Can I bring her back again?
You can try, roll Death Gnosis. You probably would have to go to the scene of the crime, which is not this beach.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I guess I'm going to run out naked because I'm not putting those girls' clothes back on.
Wait, the frog man is still a frog, right?
You don't know. You haven't seen him for a
Who
while.
cast that spell?
I did. Can you
Okay.
see if that spell is still active? Can I tell if that spell is still active?
Yep.
It's still active.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not still a frog.
All right, well, just in case, Ethel, I'll come with you. Mona's going to follow you out.
And I'm going to toss Hannah Byron's skull for a second. Here, hold on to this so he can have his body time.
Oh, body time, body time. And he breaks out of the sand to do a little clap. Very excited. Do I have to stay here?
I mean,
for now.
yeah, you don't get a body if you're not here. Bye.
I don't think I like the beach, he says as you run out of the room.
That's fair.
So the two of you run naked through the treehouse, and you run up to the cage in Hannah's room, where you find that the frog is mysteriously missing. And you do find the orange Devil crushed by this wardrobe. The purple Devil, who is in the process of washing out your old clothes, looks up.
It was
rolled
probably
it.
the frog.
Purple Deathel, did you see anything? Thank you.
Interconnections.
I rolled a 6 to bring Orange Deathel back.
Her body reinflates as it like shrugs the wardrobe off, and you have brought Orange Devil back with super strength.
I'm so cool.
Can I cast interconnections on the frog container
Frog cage and the wardrobe are very closely connected.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a fate spell, shifting the odds to find this frog.
Okay, roll that fate spell.
Any reason we can't just squish the frog?
It would be a wisdom sin, because it'd be killing a person. Other than that, no.
Always bring it back.
Also a wisdom sin.
2 successes.
Yeah, it's going to take you some time to follow the trail because the frog leaves a convoluted path through the house, leaving small scenes of destruction as it clearly is trying to jump up on higher and higher objects. Is the beach team doing anything in particular? Alora looks bored. Byron looks scared. Sanjata looks neutral.
Trying to piece together. Hannah's laid out the papers that they have in the books and is drawing lines in the sand, trying to connect it but like is not academically inclined, which is really trying to figure out like, okay, if they went back to 1584, then we could find Byron's body, which wouldn't be too far away from here if it's from Roanoke, I guess. Oh, it's pretty far away. Not that far away.
And Rex is going to conjure some whiteboards here. Some chalkboards, probably, for you here.
That's way better. I wonder if there's a way to locate someone's body from their ghost. I guess that wouldn't really help us. But what did they do? I mean, that colony failed in the way that the colonizers perceived it. But didn't the people from Roanoke just go and...
This is going to be a intelligence check. Just roll your intelligence. And of course, you could spend willpower if you would like.
I'm gonna spend... Oh, wait. Do I have any willpower left?
That's a good question.
I do. Yay. I got 1 success.
You're struggling with it for quite some time. The lines get very convoluted, and then you realize what may have happened with Roanoke. It was their first attempt, but it went missing when they deleted it to go further back.
But how would that work? Because wouldn't no one remember? Wouldn't there be no evidence if it was deleted? Is it deleted in the same way that the Abyss eat things, or does it just get removed?
It would get removed, except that they didn't create the Roanoke. They simply tried to create it. So they were the ones who were going to make it into a settlement. And without their presence there, it didn't exist. It stopped existing.
Wow.
But it left some sort of weird time echo.
Wow. So does that mean if we leave here, the stuff that we touch and influence will also disappear?
Depends on which way you go.
Depends.
If you go backwards, it will.
So they went backwards even farther from 1584. But to when?
Rex says there's so many books in the library that I haven't been able to read yet, so maybe I'll find it in one of those journals.
Yeah, definitely keep checking out those journals.
I mean, they use this ship, right, to travel time. I mean, you think that there'd be a log somewhere in the ship that would say when and where they went.
You'd think, but when we destroyed the Cosmic Graphicum, all of the files that were there became randomly spread throughout the entire ship. You find piles like this whenever you try to conjure them back into existence.
Right.
Ooh.
Cutting back to Frog Team for a moment. As you follow the trail, it leads out of the Cosmic Graphicum room to the Gauntlet. Giant swinging axes that can be stopped with a passphrase now.
Don't remember. Weren't there also fun little steppy step things?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of invisible steps, and it seems, according to Mona, your fate spell, which trickles off as you reach this, that the frog has begun the journey into this room.
Would that be taking him to the Fae?
Yes.
How do we feel about our tattooed man going into the Fae?
Bad.
Bad? All right, I'll stop.
I don't trust that.
You don't see the frog. The frog is possibly already across or dead inside this infinite chasm. Except that the spell's still active.
Yeah, I should probably go get him.
Oh, would the spell not be a spell anymore if he goes into the Fae?
You don't know. You could try to release the spell. Or you can continue to hold on to its magical energy. It will run out in like a day, though.
It's okay. I cast Shifting the Odds, so eventually that frog's going to come back to me.
If I sort of search around, there's no frog, there's no ghost for this frog in this room, right?
No ghost for the tattooed man.
Just frog.
Is the party getting back together? Or are two of you going into the Fae alone?
Not dressed like this.
That's right. Yeah, sorry, team. I think Frog got into the Fae. Does anyone remember the passcode to the gauntlet?
No.
Oh, I say, open sesame.
That's not the passcode.
Maybe Rex could pull it out of one of our heads?
Not at present, because I'd have to watch that video.
Can we just turn the swinging? Didn't we just stop the swings from swinging before? Or is that just what the passcode did?
You did make a passcode that did that, but you also were able at one point, I believe, to use magic to do a bunch of stuff to those axes. If you really wanted to get across here, you could use fate magic to do it, you're pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll use fate, get across, just to make sure like that tattoo guy got into the Fae and isn't like right at the doors.
Okay. Roll a dexterity plus athletics plus your dots in fate. And this spell costs you a mana because you're an uppermost mage. Ethyl, are you watching Naked Mona run across the space bridge into the Fae?
Yeah, can I didn't like the Fae. Can I use a matter spell to turn the blades into pillows?
How much matter do you have?
4.
Yes. Yep, you've done that.
I got 2 to get across.
You dodge all of the pillow blades. You are now across into the Fae, where...
Oh, God, Mona.
As you step across, there is
Wait. I didn't want to go into the Fae, just at the entrance.
at the entrance to the Fae, there is a moment where you are standing there, and then, standing directly in front of you, without moving at all, is a massive figure in black armor that grabs you.
No!
That's where we're going to stop this session.
No, I hate that guy. He's the worst.
Mistakes were made.
Still alive?
He's just been waiting this whole time.
Classic. All right, well, everybody gets beats for playing.
Wait, is there like a squished frog on the ground?
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
The frog displayed human intelligence, which shouldn't be possible because it was a frog. It also seemed to have really good strength for a frog. It also seemed to have come to the Fae, which is a weird thing for a frog to do. Like, how would it even know about the Fae?
What kind of mage was Tattooed Man again?
What? He was an Overmost. No, sorry. A Morris. He was a necromancer. And an arrow. He was an adamantine arrow.
I don't think I messed up the spell.
Do you think being so far away from him caused the spell to weaken?
I don't know. Even being turned, I mean, if it was going to weaken, it'd be like half frog person, not like here's your cognition and, intelligence and strength back. That's a weird way for the spell to fail, but I guess it's possible. I don't like it.
Beats for playing, as I said, and beats for learning a bunch of stuff inside those books. And I think that one's actually 2 beats. So 3 beats total. And did you do any aspirations or obsessions?
I wanted to diagnose Sanjata, but I just knew, I probably already knew that he was touched by the alternate reality. And
you knew that, but I think that you learned that he has a mind, and that he's here for you. So I'm going to say you can take a beat for that and resolve that aspiration.
He has a broken soul, too.
He does, and it's very interesting.
I'm obsessed with bringing people back from the dead. Does the Deathel count?
She's not really back from the dead, but you did learn that you can reconstitute dead matter, so take a beat.
I'm still hungry. I'm no closer to understanding what the concordant is. No justice.
No peace.
No peace.
Are you still hungry?
Yeah. My coconut drinks have not satisfied my cravings.
haven't satiated you.
Yeah. I'm just not saying anything about it. It's fine. It's not bothering me. It's fine.
Did you see one of those books is like a whole paper on never dying and like different ways people have tried not to die?
I saw that. I want to read through it. And, we know some people who've been alive for a really, really, really unnaturally long time.